Once upon a time, stories did not exist. Words ran rampant, untamed and untethered throughout the world, a mass of nouns and letters tumbling across the earth like a raging sea. It wasn't until the chronicler herded the unruly verbiage into books and added them to their collection that stories started coming into being. But what happens when tales escape the confines of their covers? That, my dear reader, is something we will find out together.
I need to get back to where I'm from. My friend is waiting for me. Who else is gonna try and play Murder the Dragon with me? Well, I suppose a lot of these people.
Everyone thinks fairy tales are things of joy and happiness. Well, I can tell you firsthand that they're nothing but a bunch of little nightmares. They've taken everything from me, but I can fight. And nothing's gonna stop me from getting back to my Tam.
For as long as life has existed, I have served as its complement, its bloody sibling that all fear. I am Camilla, death incarnate, and my will cannot be denied.
A name. A name is for those who wish to be known. And if you find yourself in my presence, then you must know nothing.
Hi, everybody. We barely just missed Charlie's awesome dab.
Do it again.
Dab. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Session 6, our halfway point of Journey to Book's End, a Cypher game using the Cypher System by Monte Cook Games, also using the We Are All Mad Here fairy tale supplement. I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I am your page master for this game. If this is your first time here, we're going to go around and say hi, who we are, where you can find us, a character sentence, and then we'll go into a recap. So, I think I said it was going to be Charlie first, and we're going to go clockwise.
If this is your first time tuning in, that's crazy. Anyway, hi, I'm Charlie.
Wow.
I use he, they, she pronouns, and I'll be playing Bonnie Janet, a strong-willed explorer who looks for trouble.
Amaya.
I'm Amaya, my pronouns are she, her, and I play Mishi, a Garth beast who speaks for the land.
Hello there, lovely people. It's an absolute wonder to have you all back here with us, whether for the first time or returning. My name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, they pronouns, and I will be playing Camila Gutierrez, who uses any and all pronouns, and is a vicious god who sees beyond and walks the wild woods.
Hello, my name is Victor Soul. Online, it's Soul. And I am Onyx, a rugged dragon who bears a halo of fire.
You're doing the recap.
Am I doing a recap before you introduce yourself, or
I already introduced myself.
did you? I got lost in the sauce.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. So if you're joining us for the first time, we are characters who have been pulled from our respective stories and dumped into a library full of collected tales, and have sort of gone on this mission to try and recollect our stories to head home. In the process, we have met people from our stories, people from outside of our stories, and even legends that we know about, and have made it all the way forward to the Fey realm, which touches many different worlds and tales. We of course have Camilla, who is the god Kamzat's, given mortal form, and a lot of emotional issues. And they have unwittingly taken the title of the Fae Queen after taking out the god Fenrir, who had usurped the title for himself. And with this new overwhelming sense, she is being aided by her three friends. Janet, who held Camilla as after she has destroyed this dwarf dragon, who has her own issues with the fairy queen, having fallen for Tamlin, a human fairy whore, and who has given his heart to the Fae Queen, um, and Janet is doing all that she can to rescue him, but also learning about herself and new things in the process. And then we have Mishi Peshu, the guardian of her island, and who has many different rivals, many toxic relationships, and seems to be concerned about what's going on in her life as well as the connections that she's making here. Especially after meeting a gentleman thunderer, Mishi Peshu's eternal rivals, who tried to kill her, and she tried to kill him back, while we learned about the person that she was hoping we would find. Someone who she decided to start fighting without the desire to kill. Interesting. And then, of course, Onyx, who has been finally freed from her very bad, no good curse, that made her a pain in the ass to talk to, and sort of settled down into a more honest version of herself, guardian, and looking forward to protecting her friends. We have sort of been taken into the Fae Palace and discovered Fenrir's favorite human, who is potentially a tanner, who with a daughter who he was hoping to clear from poverty. He has been sort of sewing stories together, and we're not sure what exactly that could mean, but we are on the search soon. We have decided to sort of sleep all together, as the evening and the strange surroundings make things hard to parse, while making new bonds and connections between all of our characters. With Camilla and Janet having deep conversations, Maya and Onyx having their own, and finally Camilla and Mishi talking about the aspects of duty. And that is, Camilla has called for the Fae realm to gather as the new Fae Queen, and that's really where we find ourselves this evening.
Beautiful. And as a reminder, everybody, I did pin it in the Twitch chat, but we are raising money for PCRF. If you would like to help my players or hinder them by giving me natural ones, give them ciphers, so on and so forth, and raise money for an amazing cause, you can hit ! donate, go to our Tiltify, and put click some buttons and put in some information. We're currently at $555 between this campaign and a couple others. We'll be giving away a gift card for Friday afternoon tea when we hit $650. If you like supporting small businesses, tea, it's very delicious. I highly recommend them. And if you're in Seattle, go check them out. And one thing that the recap missed, but that's okay, it was semi in character, was the fact that Janet made a deal with the Fae in her dreams.
What? Who did that?
What? I don't know.
Oops.
It's fine.
It's only my arch nemesis. It's fine.
Your current arch nemesis died in a blast of light.
Yeah, well, my arch nemesis is dead, so this position's open.
True. So new arch enemy by the name of Pix.
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 Y'all slept in one of the 4 rooms that you were that was made up for the 4 of you, one per each room. But you all decided to have a little sleepover, bringing in blankets and pillows and just I don't know. Tell me where y'all slept, how you slept, how did everything go? How do you wake up?
Janet slept on the bed, for one thing. I'll tell you that for free. Just surrounded by pillows and blankets, just so comfy. She hates sleeping on the ground.
Mood and fair.
Me, she slept in the bathtub. She did come to the sleepover, but just slept in the bathtub.
Full of water.
Yeah.
When I wake up, Onyx had made like a little nest of blankets and pillows at the foot of the bed, and slept like curled up and cozy there.
No. Janet may have accidentally kicked you a couple times.
Wait, on the floor or on the end of the bed?
On the end of the bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was zoned out for 2 seconds.
No worries. It could mean both, and I realized that as soon as I was like, but no. It was on the bed because Onyx loves soft things.
Beautiful.
I think Camilla initially tried to sleep the usual way she would, which is very akin to a bat, and then realized that that was not going to be sustainable for the evening.
How
So
did you try to do this?
Upside down.
Would you like be like the inner bisexual and just like go on a chair and sleep upside down with your legs over like the head rest?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Oi.
What do you mean inner?
Okay, that's fair.
It's flailingly outward and very loud. No, I think if Janet was okay with it, she'd be sleeping next to her in the bed.
Yeah.
Cuddle puddle and then our cat in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. When y'all start waking up, and what time do y'all start waking up? That's the next question.
Dawn, I guess.
Okay. If anything, at some point when the sun's like right before the sun starts to come up, Sochi would have also like asked you to keep the window open, Camilla, so she can go in and out. And at some point close to dawn, you would have been woken up, at least hearing a chittering bat fly through the window. What was that?
She would very happily be like petting Sochi and being grateful for Sochi's presence in general.
Yes.
No.
Janet, when you begin to wake up and get ready for the day, you find a couple extra items with your belongings. One of them is a pendant. They'd be like either in your clothes or your bag. I don't remember what you carry, whatever you have in your pockets. But one is a pendant, which has a gem in swirling hues set in gold. The chain and casing is in the shape of vines, leaves, and tiny flowers, and each tiny flower has its own small gem. The second one is what kind of looks like a bird's nest of intricately woven twigs and feathers and soft things, but in the shape of a small circlet or crown.
Huh. Well, I, the player, know what the second one is.
Yes, correct.
So I'll look at the circlet, just be like, cool, and put it in my pocket, and then I'll pick up the pendant and take a closer look at it.
Yeah, if you want, you can try and identify it. I don't know how likely you'll be able to figure it out.
I mean, I've I don't have any special skills for it, but I can just try and see if I can sense any magic from it now that I'm kind of I've hung out with some magical creatures for a while. I feel like maybe I can get a sniff of it from
Yeah, I think you can at least identify the fact that it's magic.
Okay, just like
Yeah, absolutely.
alright. Do I put it on? Fuck it.
Fuck it, we ball. Risk
Fuck
it
it,
for
we
the
ball.
biscuit.
Risky for the biscuit. I'll put on the pendant, and it'll settle, just below the necklace where I keep the ring.
What do y'all do in the morning? What time does Mishi get up?
It's a good question. I don't think she sleeps like for really long amounts of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think she doesn't really know what she is and isn't supposed to do in this unfamiliar space. So at like 5 a.m, she'll just be like in the corner, standing, waiting for someone else to wake up.
In the
Janet
corner
walks
of the room?
Yeah,
Or-
she's
wait,
just
the
like
main room or the
crouched.
bedroom?
The bedroom.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Just-
Janet walks into the bathroom to like brush her hair and goes, ah! Morning.
Oh my god, you're just a cat staring at like the equivalent of staring at the corner. Or just creepily staring. I love it. Yeah, you creep in at some point to stare at people.
She's like in the dark, you get like the reflective eyes.
Jesus Christ.
Terrifying.
Yeah. When Onyx wakes up and sees that, Onyx is just sort of like, aren't you bored?
Yes, exceedingly.
Let's go find the kitchen. And Onyx just sort of like creeps out of the bed and is just like looks ready for mischief.
Oh,
This is where the food comes from, yes?
Yes.
Yes, let's do that.
Figured it out so quickly. You two get up to go to the kitchen. So yeah, Camilla and Janet, these two dragons, essentially, begin to go. Do you tell them where you're going?
Food.
Right. Have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I don't think we know you well enough for that yet. And then leaves.
That sentiment means nothing to me.
Yeah, fair. To be fair, they're immediately breaking it by going to find food in a place like this.
True,
Exactly.
true facts. Oh, that reminds me. I need to open up the experience point tracker. Thank you for reminding me, Janet. Your words
Cool.
have reminded me of an intrusion that I need to do.
Uh-oh.
Thank you so
Uh-oh.
much. Would you like an experience point?
I would love one.
Cool. Speaking of food and water, you haven't had anything in like 24 hours. So until you have something, you're gonna be having. You got the grumbly tummy. You're thirsty. You're gonna have a hindrance on everything.
Oh no.
So who's the other one for?
I mean, I guess just yeah, I guess it's gotta go to Camilla. Just like I imagine that there's like there was a 15-minute period where Janet woke up and she just kind of laid perfectly still in the bed, just kind of like glancing over at Camilla for like 15 minutes and not knowing what to do with herself.
Thank you for whether it's intentional or not, keeping all the experience points even.
Yay!
I appreciate
I did it.
From a GM perspective, you're great.
I'm gonna get a good grade in the Cypher System.
So yes, yeah, your stomach. I think at this point, since it is a GM intrusion, your stomach just loudly grumbles as the two of them leave the room. And
remind me, Pagekeeper. A hindrance just means there's like an extra like tier of difficulty to like all my
it's
shit.
gonna be harder to complete tasks, basically.
Cool.
I love that.
Love that for me.
All right, Onyx and Mishi, how you finding the how you finding the kitchen?
Nose.
Your nose. All right, make me a sniff check.
Both of us?
Oh yeah, if you both want to do it, go for it.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Does this count as wilderness navigation?
In this case, I will say yes.
Yeah!
Normally, I would say no, but you are using the good old sniffer. I'll say this is like a difficulty.
16.
I was gonna say this is a difficulty 3.
Okay.
New place and stuff. So, Mishi, what do you get?
I think 9 makes difficulty 3.
Correct.
Right?
And did you
Exactly enough.
Did you all use your rests, by the way? You would have gotten a 10-hour
Yes.
rest.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Up to a 10-hour. You have to use them all in order and then get to a 10-hour rest. Reminder to Angela, you do have an extra 10-minute rest because of your ability. The new
So, question.
Yes.
So once we take the 10-hour rest, does that reset all the
Resets
recovery
everything.
rolls? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
you have to
that would
take
mean we're
them-
all at full again.
Correct. You have to. It doesn't reset your points, but it does reset your rests.
Got it. I wasn't sure whether the rest taking it would then give us more points again or not, because
No,
I'm
you-
still not at max with my pools because
Yeah.
I added to them.
Mhm.
That's why I was checking.
Yes. So you both get the required difficulty to sniff your way to the kitchens. You do kind of have to like make your way through some winding walls. It's not like immediately close. At some point, both of you do pass Lucia with a couple other servants carrying a couple small trays of also food, heading in the direction that you just left. She turns around as she's watching you go. But it looks like she's about to say something and then doesn't. But you do eventually make it to the, as always, in any like lord's castle or royalty, the bustling kitchens of cooking bread, meats being slowly cooked over an open fire, prep being done like peeling vegetables, slicing, simmering, seasoning. And you see a bunch of servants making food.
Mishi just starts walking forward and taking stuff to eat. Even if it's like in the middle of being prepped, she's just like,
Ooh. I want you to make a speed check for me, please. This is going
I have to like outrun them. All right.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, Onyx.
Can I assist in this?
How are you assisting?
Just little micro corrections in case Mishi's about to get like her hand chopped off. Like just fully just sort of like if Mishi's just taking stuff, Onyx is just fully sort of like pushing like Mishi like this way. It's just like grab that like this. Just if that's okay, Amaya. Just like Onyx is just fully just touching Mishi to like make sure that Mishi doesn't get chopped up.
Unless you're trying to be stealthy, everybody is going to see you do this.
Oh, I'm not being stealthy.
Oh, I don't think we're being stealthy.
Okay,
at all.
I had a feeling. So this would be a difficulty 4. I will allow you to help. So
Okay, which makes it difficulty 3.
It'll be making a difficulty 3 unless Amaya decides to use some speed and make it faster.
Is this speed defense?
No,
Or
it's
just-
not defense.
No. Okay.
Actually,
yeah.
hold on.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I thought about
It'd
it.
have been
but no.
funny. Okay. That's a natural 20. What a waste.
I know, right? Okay, so
what a waste.
when you get a natural 20, you do get to have a little extra effect. So you are able to get food without. Someone does look like they are about to slap your hand away, just like with a wooden spoon, basically. But you're too fast. What is this extra little bonus?
They have like. They're preparing like a huge like, you know when they make like those fancy fish platters where it's not even like filleted yet, it's just like the fish with like a bunch of fancy like vegetables or whatever on the outside, and it's like on this platter, and they're like about to go take it somewhere, and Mishi just like takes the plate and walks out.
My fish now. You probably took this from like a lower level cook who's just so flabbergasted that you're not even phased. You just came in and walking in here like you own the fucking place. And they're
Onyx,
just so
Onyx
confused.
grabbed like fresh rolls to like put on top of the platter as they walked out.
Like any good kitchen staff, there's a head bitch in the kitchen. who sees fucking everything. And this slightly plumper, shorter fae whose hair is all done up in a kerchief, a hair out of the way, very light brown skin that kind of just looks like there's like a fire glowing underneath of it, does like smack your hands, Onyx, when you go to grab the rolls. Excuse you! Who are you? What are you doing in my kitchen?
Retinue of the new queen.
Okay, I don't care if you're the retinue of the new queen or not. This is my kitchen, not the queen's kitchen.
Okay. May I have rolls?
Make a persuasion check. Now that you're actually asking.
I just assumed that all fae were rude, so this was okay. That is a 14.
Sorry, I didn't want to slurp my smoothie into everybody's ears.
No worries. I thank you for that.
It is an auditory nightmare. I was gonna say this was a difficulty 4, so you do succeed. She like crosses her arms in front of you and she looks up at you. Some servants did just leave for breakfast to bring it to the queen's quarters. Fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Is there anything else that I can send up instead of you bringing your grubby little hands into my kitchen?
No, I really wanted these rolls. They smelled delicious. I'm very
Thank
sorry.
you.
Most fae have been incredibly rude to me, so I thought it was a cultural thing.
Oh. No, it's mostly just the highborn rich bastards that are really rude.
Then my apologies.
I appreciate it. Thank you. She does like... I'm assuming you already left Mishi with your fish.
Oh, yeah.
Half of this is Onyx trying to be very, like, trying to, like, cover for Mishi leaving with the platter. And half of it is sincere.
Okay. No, it's fine.
The perfect heist.
If there's any other food or dishes that you want, just ask a servant. I
Understood.
don't need people getting in the way. And tell your friend that they should not. Please don't make sure they don't ruin that dish. Like the actual platter.
Oh, I'm sure she won't. But if she does, we'll figure it out. I'm very good with a little bit of organization, fixing things.
She takes
what was your name?
Gloria.
Loria or Gloria?
I did say Gloria, but I do like Loria better. So we're going to go with Loria.
Yeah, Onyx nods and is just like, I really like you. I'll tell Camilla about you. And then, she steps out.
Oh, wait.
And, like...
Before you asked that question before I got to finish. She takes a little small woven basket, puts like 6 more rolls in it, and hands it to you.
Just fully Onyx nods in appreciation, puts one in her mouth, and walks out while, like, chewing a whole one in her mouth.
Nobody leaves hungry in the kitchen.
Yes, good. And just sort of, like, rushes after Mishi, and is just like, a good heist.
Heist. The food was there.
You did not notice everyone trying to smack your hands.
Hardly.
It was the reason for the corrections.
Oops.
Then yes, we succeeded.
All right. As the two of you go back to the rooms, Janet and Camilla, there is a... You hear the door open. You heard the door open and close from when the other two left. But then, like, shortly after, you hear the door open and close again. As you hear several people walk in and make a little rummaging around in the main area. Not your bedroom, but the common area.
Oh, what? Yeah.
You smell food. Warm breakfast. Hot tea. Eggs, fruits, meats, cheeses, breads.
God damn it.
And there is a knock on the door, Camilla.
I'm in.
It is Lucia. And she...
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Highness. Did the four of you sleep all right?
Yes, I believe that we did.
I saw two of your friends leave the room. I'm assuming they were following their noses.
That would be correct.
They had
Please.
the look of animals on a hunt.
I assume that they're looking for food. If there are no apologies given, know that it's given on my behalf for their behavior.
The kitchen staff can handle themselves. I am not concerned about any mischief that they will go in.
Do you still have I lost track of them. Do you still have my walking sticks by any chance?
Yes, I did put them. I brought them in this morning. They are near the front. Would you like me to bring them over here?
Yes, that would be much appreciated.
She leaves and returns. Well, first, before she leaves and returns, she does take this small little covered platter. It's really small. It's probably 6 inches across with a little metal top on it. And she does put it down. I will be right back. And she leaves, returns with your sticks and brings them over to you. I also have a small magical treat for you. It does not need to be consumed now, but it is a delectable treat, so to speak.
It is much appreciated, Lucia. Please continue.
I've also brought in new clothes for you and your companions if you would like to wear this, something more acceptable for meeting with the Fae that you asked me to summon yesterday.
Yes.
There will be 6 vassals arriving today at your request. If you need assistance in dressing in the Fae court garb, no? Of course.
I'm certain that my friends can help me with such things.
Of course. Did you want me to discuss and talk about the people you'll be meeting today over breakfast?
Yes. Before we continue, may I ask one question of clarification?
She nods.
Under my protection, no one who consumes anything here shall be indebted to us, to those of us who belong here, correct?
Yes.
So someone who would be so inclined to sustain themselves with nourishment of any kind would be fine and not be bidden to stay here against their will.
She nods, yes.
Very well then, Lucia.
I will...
Yes. You may inform me of all of them when we head over.
Of course. I will be nearby if you need assistance or need any additional breakfast items, clothes if they're not to your liking. She does incline inclines her head at you, Janet. I also have outfits for you and your other companions as well.
I'm sure they'll be lovely.
She nods and bows out, goes to the front door, and then I feel opens it, and then there's the two of you coming back. Good morning. There is more food on the inside for consumption. She'll move out of the way to let the two of you in.
Mishi's just coming in with the whole plate of it.
Yeah.
How much of it has already been eaten?
Let's
clear that up first.
Anything
left?
I think she's just walking, she hasn't sat down to dig in yet. She's still just holding it from when she's in the kitchen.
Fair.
Also, Soul, I think you were muted for what I'm sure would have been a hilarious talking with your mouth full bit.
Literally just said, "Hi, Lucia."
Perfect.
There are clothes for the two of you if you would like to wear something much more appropriate in meeting with the Fey vassals this morning.
Are Fey vassals like human royalty?
Yes.
Understood. Thank you. Shit.
You okay?
Are you
Good?
I said thank
Right,
you.
bud?
I keep saying thank you.
Oh, got it. I see.
Oh yeah, guys.
There's a small little smile on her face. And then she'll just shut the door behind all of y'all.
Some things never change, no matter who's in charge.
You should eat, Janet.
Eggs,
Oh.
bacon, fresh bread.
I'll think about it.
You were staring at nothing for 15 minutes this morning, entirely lost in space. Given that I was right next to you, it was very difficult to not notice.
That was about something else.
You should be at your full strength before we deal with more of the Fae.
Fine.
You're under my protection. You should be fine.
I know. It's hard to shake old habits. But she'll reach for like a cinnamon roll.
Oh,
And
cinnamon
just
roll sounds so
very,
good right now.
And just very slowly, like her hands shaking a little bit, take a bite.
Onyx is like, why are you biting my hand?
I think I think Camilla does very gingerly help guide your hand towards you.
Okay.
So-
I got
so-
it.
Maybe offline we do need to figure out who's the cinnamon roll that is a cinnamon roll. Looks like they could kill you, will kill you. We need to finish that up.
Yeah.
Oh,
If anyone in
Lord.
chat wants to make that tier list for us.
Please.
Looks like they
I
can
think
kill
after-
you as a cinnamon roll. Yeah, you know.
I think afterwards, maybe because the descriptions might take a bit, maybe you tell us what the outfits look like, Mare, that we've been brought, because I feel like that'll take
I
a
want to
bit.
choose my
I was
outfit.
gonna let y'all choose, but I mean, except for maybe Misha.
No. I'm
because-
just saying to describe the outfits, so then we can figure out.
Yeah, it's
Which
nothing
ones we
as
want.
elegant as what y'all were wearing at the what Titania put you in, but it's something a little still very respectable, very well made, embellished, but just it's not black tie, but like a step below that, something you would probably wear at like a wedding. There's also, it's not all dresses. There's also, you know, suits and pants and so on and so forth too. So you don't have to wear a dress.
Janet gets really excited about the thought of wearing pants because she's never worn pants before.
Camilla,
Pants.
Pants.
Camilla begins Butch Femme arc.
Oh my god.
Onyx very carefully
Quote unquote.
uses her claws to like tear the bodice of a dress so that they can wear it as a top and like and then use the pants use the pants for something.
Beautiful.
Yeah, again, just something very V cut, very low, and it's just like this is better than my shirt.
Yeah, but for the two of you who just came in, there's a lot more food, tea.
If Mishi allows it, Onyx does steal a little bit of fish, and it's just like, I want some.
She's like sitting on the ground in the corner with the plate like in front of her on the ground, just like picking at it, and then it's like she watched you approach and it was like a conscious like, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Oh well, if you're sitting on the ground, I feel like Onyx would steal some stuff from the table and sit on the ground with you. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to like set apart from Camilla and Janet, but it's also just like I'm trying to be. She feels very connected with Mishi over like everything that's been happening right now. So she's just like, I'm just trying to spend some time with Mishi right now.
Camilla, so she hasn't gone to sleep yet, but you do hear after a little bit of moving and rustling in your hair. Oh, could you tell your dragon friend that her raven friend had something to ask her when she had time?
Oh well, thank you, Sochi.
I'm going to sleep now.
Like before she does, she like offers her like an apple, like an entire apple for her to enjoy, because bats like fruit too.
It's too
Aw.
big.
She does like this gesture, and like I kind of want just like almost like a cartoon moment of like it's perfectly sliced along the points
God,
where
that-
her claws ended up.
Hey.
Yes, she'll take a slice. So remember, you said she's like this big.
I love
she is
Soji so
tiny.
much.
She is really tiny.
Yeah, she can't have a whole apple.
She's
Well, she
only
can't.
an
She just
apple
has to have it cut
tall.
up.
Yeah,
That's why she did that. Several slices.
she'll take one slice. She already got some nice bugs and other fruits, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Camilla, meanwhile, is like sampling a variety of the different fruits and is like trying some of the teas. Has I'm gonna say she has the reaction that the British unfairly have an arrogance regarding tea tastes and such in preparation. You just see her like pulling out from her bag a set of tea leaves that are from her own private stash and like soaking it.
Good call.
And the flavor is infinitely better. I don't trust tea from other places. And she like passes a cup over to everybody for anyone who wants one.
I think as they're eating, Janet just I had a dream last night. A vision of sorts. I think that Tanner knows where Tamlin is. If we didn't need any other reason to track him down.
Well, perhaps we can get a lead from one of the nobles today.
If nothing else, I think it might be time to go back to the library. Maybe Dewey saw something.
Agreed.
Based on how they reacted yesterday, I really doubt that any of the nobility here cared much for the Tanner, especially if they smelled like they smell.
Yeah, the fact that, from what I could tell, Fafnir was in power for a bit, and the Tanner was there the whole time, and not one of the Feckers learned his name. Not one of them. And they
not because I
love
didn't-
learning people's names.
Not because I didn't have a name yet or anything.
It's totally not because Mare didn't name him.
Has been since rectified.
And the Fae love taking people's names. They love that shit. So the fact that none of them knew his name, weird.
I mean, you saw how Fafnir acted. They probably just didn't want to get tangled up in all that.
It's fair, but they all were still pretty mischievous Fickers when we got here.
True.
No matter who's on the throne, Fae or Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm not going to take it lightly in talking to them today.
Have you ever ruled over anything, Camilla?
Rule is not quite the correct word for what my power is linked to.
Okay.
It is each of us who exist within what you may refer to as the underworld have our own particular areas in which we focus on. The Lords of Death are each of them more in charge of the specific aspects of the underworld. I am another aspect and part of that world as well. I am a god within it, but I am not the only one who has jurisdiction, so to speak.
Is the underworld hell? Because Onyx just... The only concept that Onyx has is the fairy tale that she's a part of, and the original fairy tale is St. George and the Dragon.
Oh, you know, you grew up being told about hell too, then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a place where humans go when they die if they're bad.
It is not reserved solely for wickedness. It is more, you may end up there. We've had humans arrive there, be tormented, and receive pain and all manner of mischief as inclined by the gods, by the lords, but it is not a place of specific punishment. Humans just end up there. In fact, before I was pulled out, I was actually planning to kill a pair. Anyways.
Mishi's like, yeah.
Mishi's like...
Onyx also
like,
nods.
I get it.
Mishi's approval, like, if this were, like, a romance simulator game, the approval rating for Mishi just increased, like, 2 hearts.
Meanwhile, Janet's is just like, Janet doesn't know how to feel about that. -5
I'm not
affection.
judging. I'm just beginning to realize that I'm the only one of the 4 of us that didn't have to deal with death on a pretty regular basis.
Well, to be fair, I am that.
Right.
I don't deal with it so much as I am it.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
It's...
I only killed trespassers.
Were the signs clear about where they were trespassing?
Yes.
I also
well.
kill trespassers.
Setting aside human murder, torment, and mischief.
Never torment, sometimes mischief.
Occasional torment.
Increasingly a hostile space for the one human in the party.
I'm fine.
This is supposed to be a safe space for all of us, everybody.
Is it?
Not really. A human in the Fae is actually the exact opposite of a safe space.
I'm in danger.
How... Is there any particular information we would like to acquire from... We would like me to look into with the nobility besides the Tanner and Tamlin's location?
Honestly, I think we should leave as soon as we can.
Where our story pieces are.
You're looking for a more suitable candidate to take this obligation from you, aren't you, Camilla?
Possibly.
Oh.
Out of character, who took all the who's holding onto the pages?
I am.
Okay. Something I did forget to mention yesterday. Would you have looked at any of those pages more in the between yesterday and now?
Oh yeah. I would have gone through them to sort them into things that I think might be from the same story and stuff to keep them more organized.
Okay. So that last page that y'all found, that Mishi found under the pillow, I completely forgot to mention this last session, but you recognize it now. You've seen a similar page in the same style with the same human, actually, before. One of the pages in Anansi's possession looks like that it could be from the same story.
Ah.
Yeah.
Perfect, because that's where we need to go.
There is a knock on the door.
You may come in.
It is Lucia again, and she gives another curtsy. Was breakfast to everybody's liking?
Yes.
Good fish.
The vassals and nobles are set to arrive within the hour.
Please
right.
take us over. We will change, and then please take us over.
Yes. She'll step out again, waiting for the four of you.
Dress up montage.
Love dress up montages. They're my favorite.
Wahoo!
I know Onyx cut off a bodice. What is everyone else wearing?
Like literally used her claws to tear off like this black bodice, that's like has like little shimmeries on it, and
Ooh.
she's just very like,
Sparkly.
yeah. Have like this big like almost tulle dress under like over like another like softer fabric that she's just like, I don't need this.
Favorite. Is Mishi just wearing her leaves and vines?
I mean, unless someone told her she had to change, she doesn't understand the point of.
That's fine. I don't think anyone would have told you had to change.
Or like was like, hey, you should do this.
No, no one's telling you have. At least Lucia's not telling you have to change.
No.
Wear what's comfy.
Janet is in like shirt and pants, but the shirt, it's like a matching set of like this like jet black fabric with like dark green accents like on the shoulders. And it's one of those things where there's like kind of like a skirt that just like ends like at the hips, so like there's a skirt in the back but then it just becomes pants.
They know how to do clothes. They really do.
Faye, hey, gotta give it to them. They know how to do clothes. And it's almost like a scale mail looking texture. It's not actual armor, but it's like just a very textured, kind of more form fitting than what she normally wears. Black and green ensemble.
I think Camilla has something style. She's found something that's very similar to the clothes that are shown in the artwork. So, for any low sight folks, it's kind of a white top with a little bit of hemming right around the collar that ends right a little bit below her bust, because there is almost like a tie around it that has a deep sort of green coloration to it, and she seems to have almost like it's hard to tell whether it's like a pashmina kind of thing or more like a full like scarf, but she sort of modified the color so that the pashmina that she has sort of wrapped around her is a vivid green, and she instead of being a white on top, red on bottom, she switched it so it's red on top, white on bottom now. So where the lower half of her outfit is more akin to like a long dress or kind of skirt, but she's kind of like cinched it and just sort of kept her appearance mildly brighter than what she's normally done.
And when the four of you do leave the room, Lucia is there, and she begins to walk at a brisk pace. It would help no one if you either need to be there before them to assert dominance or come in fashionably late. So I think at this time, since you do not have the home advantage, it might be better for you to arrive there before them, since you are not from the Fey realm.
I do not feel any. I am not beholden to having to assert dominance. What I have is already there.
Yes.
What I am is already present for them. If they don't recognize my authority, then then they will learn.
These Fae are a little different than those you've met last night, or at least the majority that you've met last night. They are a little more, not as susceptible to the Queen's influence. As I have said before, there are going to be 6 of them arriving. They all manage a certain area of the Fey realm, keeping an eye on the energies and the life surrounding it. They all do their work very well, or at least the minimum, some better than others. There's Drake Nevertail. They are quite quick to anger, I would be cautious. There is Lord Razzlespice. He is eccentric, we'll say. And then she'll turn to you, Janet. If Lord Razzlespice does show up, he will be very interested in speaking with you.
That makes one of us.
For once, I would say a human does not have to worry about him. He's very... And she's trying to figure out the right word as she's just waving her hands in the air. Fascinated with humans and their technology.
Okay.
So fetishistic. You may carry on.
No,
What?
No. Let's just say he tried to show me his contraption once that he said humans used to burn bread.
I don't know what's up with that.
So a nerd. Carry on.
Yes.
Fire?
Perhaps even
Was the
worse.
machine fire?
No, it was not actually, but I was not interested enough to continue listening to him. There is Miss Lilia. She won't cause you any problems. She is very shy, very much a wallflower, very kind, cannot assert herself to save her life. And she's usually pushed around by Lady Landana. She's quite honestly the most capable, in my opinion, but I would keep an eye on her. There is calm and level-headed Calria and Sir Igni. I think you should just meet him yourself.
All right. Well, my queen, lead the way, I guess.
She carries forward, and she's using the walking stick, so there's still the awkwardness of movement as she's still getting used to them. But she moves forward and goes. I assume by nature of becoming the queen, I have intimate awareness of everything in this place now. So end up back in the main courtroom.
Did you tell Onyx about Caulfield?
Yes, I did tell Onyx about Caulfield.
Oh.
Yeah, Caulfield wanted to talk to you.
I think Onyx sort of like rushes ahead then and opens the nearest window. And you guys hear down the hallway outside.
It doesn't take long for you to hear the loud wing beats of Caulfield until then your horse-sized raven appears. I think this would be a ground floor landing and then hopping forward and like stuffs his head in the window.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm okay. I just wanted to talk to you.
Is it going to take longer than a couple moments?
It depends. We didn't get a chance to really catch up yesterday, and I had a big question for you, if that's okay.
Yes. My friend, the new Fae Queen, has to address some people, and I want to be by her side to make sure that things go well. Afterwards, let's reconnect. Okay. And I'll probably also take you out of here. So that way we can go to the library.
You know what? I'm just going to ask right now. Did you talk to Petite? Did you find her?
Onyx's face goes dark.
And there is a maturity there that Caulfield does not recognize. And Onyx...
His little head goes a little tilting, and then like the feathers like slick down. What? Are you okay?
She didn't know why she was in the tower.
Would Caulfield have known this?
I don't know. As Caulfield was once her mother's familiar. And then he became Onyx's familiar.
Evans, Caulfield knows that no one told her. Odds, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled evens. You see Caulfield shifting uneasily.
We need to talk more about this then.
There is a slight nod.
Onyx looks like she wants to say a lot. And I think Onyx was the type of kid who was very eager to please Caulfield, to please her mother, to like seem mature and like strong and like live up to the reputation her mother had. And right now, like, her face goes like a little bit, like her cheeks that are already red go like a little bit like a darker flush, like she's frustrated and angry, and like she wants to yell, and instead she just sort of like closes her mouth and is just like, we'll talk later.
There is an awkward nodding of the very big nodding of the head and like more unsettled like shuffling before Caulfield steps back and launches themselves into the air to roost again.
Mm-hmm. And Onyx would catch up with the rest.
Sorry, I was copying and pasting the names because I saw y'all are making
notes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
These names are so cute. I love them all. And I'm gonna hate them in about 2 seconds, but still.
Well, there's some that you might like.
It's bureaucracy. Well, it doesn't like
There will be
bureaucracy.
at least one out of character I think y'all will like.
Is it the baby? Is it the child? The very sad baby?
What? Sad baby.
Lilia, who's being bullied.
Aw.
Okay, maybe two.
The bully. That'll be Camilla's favorite. Sorry, Angela's favorite.
Listen, my husband has a thing for characters that are hot and mean.
I didn't deserve that one. I haven't fucking bullied anybody.
I'll call my husband out instead. Hot and mean. Let's go. Love you, Mango.
What was I saying?
You were fucking burning me for no reason. It was
You
a
were
fucking machine gun
disappointed-
being firing off at me.
You were disappointed in Caulfield.
Yeah, which is rough. That's rough. It's rough being disappointed in the people who helped raise you. And Onyx quickly sort of falls back to meet with everyone and looks very grim.
Sir Igni, too weird beyond words. That is not how I would describe him.
You were like, you have to meet him. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm going to write this.
I just wrote down question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
That's fair. Lady Latana, scheming hoe, pushes Lily around.
You have to watch out for that one. It's a scheming. Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Why is everyone in a mood today? Just fucking burning. We haven't even met these people yet.
I was making personal notes and sharing them with my friends.
I'm just catching up,
After
okay?
this session, we're gonna reevaluate the term friend.
Damn. Chat, you're getting a behind the scenes sneak peek into our private chat drama.
I want to know what
Anyways.
Mishi's doing in this out of this element that is not hers.
Have we left the room yet?
Yeah, y'all would have followed Lucia and Camilla into the ballroom where y'all were before.
Oh, we're like in the ballroom?
Yeah.
There's like people.
Not yet. No, it's mostly empty except for y'all. And a couple servants.
I don't know. She's like doesn't. This is all very unfamiliar. I don't think she even really understands why we're here. So I think she's just kind of sticking close. Always head on a swivel. Like
Good.
someone might just randomly try to stab her.
Good. I have something for you later. But is there anything y'all want to talk about before everybody starts to arrive?
Onyx looks like the last thing she wants to do is talk.
Janet's just doing one last rundown of the rules. Like, don't lie, don't say thank you, don't say sorry.
When do I fight?
If they look like they're about to start a fight, don't start anything, but finish it.
It's a good rule of thumb.
And just be really, really careful and specific in everything you say. Don't leave anything up to interpretation, because if you give an inch, they'll take a mile.
All right. Shall I begin the procession?
Yeah.
It doesn't take super long. I think between y'all eating breakfast, changing, and just catching up and talking, Lucia timed it just perfectly, where you would be there before them, but you wouldn't be waiting too long. And their door is opened by some servants, and almost they're kind of like introduced, like when you were quote unquote to be introduced yesterday night, to be led in. And essentially the first person that is introduced is Igni Barnabas, who is a very tall, broad-shouldered, you know, the body shape of kind of like a triangle, upside down triangle, very much a bodybuilder. Very broad shoulders, narrow hips, looking fae.
The Dorito, yes.
He's a Dorito. Yes, he's very much a Dorito. Got some slicked back hair, looks very strong, and he is like enthusiastically beaming. And he just like speed walks right up to all of you and goes like right up to you, Camilla, takes your hand and starts shaking it like this. It is very nice to meet you, ma'am. I am so pleased to finally meet your acquaintance. Honestly, Fafnir was not really a rad dude, but I think you're gonna be such an improvement. Yes, he uses the word rad dude. Listen, I just wanted one of them to be a himbo, okay?
No. I am so for this. I'm just like, I think there's an element of, you know, the meme of the white dude just, with like the brown hair just going like that. Like that's Camilla right now. She's having just full like, I don't.
He like shakes your hand a couple more times and like goes down the line. He's like, I really, really like your scales and your horns. Actually, both of you have really cool scales and horns. He's just shaking your hand. I'm not gonna touch them, but if I could touch them later, that would be really cool of you. And then he looks at you. I respect it. I like it when people assert their boundaries. Good job. And then he looks over at you, Janet, and gives you up and down. I like it when you look good.
All right. How you going?
Hey. So Queenie, why did you have us all come in today?
Yeah, Soul's expression is my expression right now. I'm just like, I don't.
Anybody who's paying attention, Lucia's just trying to hiding a smile behind her hands.
I fucking love this.
The entire time Nishi's looking around like, is this normal? Is this normal? What is happening?
No.
In character, I hate this. Out of character, I love this. This is amazing. I think
boy.
Camilla's like, we're hoping to acquire some information that's necessary regarding the state.
Oh, if I knew that, I would have
someone.
brought my sister. She's the brains of the operation at the estate. Damn it.
Is it too late for you to go get her?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
Feel free to carry on, Igna.
I'm gonna get some snacks while everyone else comes in.
Gotta make sure I load up on my proteins, man.
Carb up, bro.
Carb
For your
up.
macros.
Listen, man, I've been working on my gains for like the past 6 months. It's been going like pretty well. It's starting to slow down, so I gotta work on it just a little bit more. This fucker. I already
That's a
love him.
wild way
Wait
to
a-
talk about your estrogen.
I love you
Fucking
again, Soul.
got her.
Jesus.
The next person
Oh,
person
Christ.
who enters is the complete opposite of Igni.
Oh
A
no.
very, very short, small fae with a very long pink bubblegum hair and pale, pastel green skin, with a lacy, flowery dress. And she just walks in and she's introduced as Lily of the Peach Blossoms. And she does a little nod and curtsy, takes her place, gets a drink and does the appropriate curtsy and stuff. Literally complete opposite. Before scurrying off to the side. And she's bombarded by Igni.
Oh no.
Oh no! I see the exact reflection of my partner and myself in these two. Me not wanting to be around people, and my partner can't wait to talk to everybody.
Yep.
Shit.
Damn.
The worst. Next.
The next person who enters is another young woman. She is introduced as Lantana Rosencruz. She has a very icy complexion, ice blue hair, dressed in I want to say the Let Elsa Let It Go, but that's too much that's just because it's the first thing that came into my mind. But her dress is made out of actual snowflakes. That not just cloth that has turned into snowflakes that have turned into cloth, but actually snowflakes that emits a breeze as she walks by. And she will also do another low curtsy. And she'll smile. Hello, Your Highness. Welcome to the realm. It's a complete honor to meet you.
It is an honor to meet you as well.
The fourth one is Drake Nevertail. A very average size individual. Very diamond is not the right word, but it is a dark red crystal. Seems to be made, what their skin seems to be made out of. Not ruby. God, what is carnelian, I think, is the one I'm thinking of.
I was gonna say garnet, but that works too.
Yeah.
Hey.
More like rock crystal and rock and mineral versus a gem. They come in with their hands in their pockets and come up to all four of you and do a little stiff bow. Very angry eyes. And the last one who is introduced is another individual, dressed the most plainly, in a simple dark green suit, with a sword at their hip. And they will do another bow, and this is introduced as Kalria. As you're waiting for a 6, the 6th one does not appear. And Lucia does sigh a little bit, and she's like, Sir Razzle Spice, I did not expect him to actually come.
Ah, you hyped him up so much, now I'm disappointed.
I don't even know if he read the summons. But she'll nod to you. You have the floor.
I think Camilla, in kind of contrast to how she has been the past few days, she like sits on the throne with kind of trying to like give off a fairly like in charge or strong presence throughout the entire room, and not really see very much trying to look as someone who is not really planning to cede any ground whatsoever.
Make me a... Not intimidation isn't the right word, but make me a social-based check to assert dominance.
This is going to go very well. I assume intellect?
Yes, it'll be a different difficulty depending on the person, so...
I will spend an effort automatically on this. Just because I would like to make sure. That is 9.
Some of them regard you with interest, while others are just like, get on with it. Specifically, Igni, Lilia are... You have their attention, while the other 3 are just like, either you can't really get a vibe on them, more likely. They are, well, except for Angry. Angry's not happy to be here. But Lantana and Kalria are definitely, you can't really read them.
I have interest for all of you in asking the following. Which one of you has information regarding the well-being and location of one mortal known as Tamlin?
Oh, you're not asking all your questions at once. You're going.
Why?
Okay.
Well, it's close to break time, so I didn't want to
that's
go
fair.
overload.
Okay,
on
that's
stuff.
fair.
I didn't want to go. Here's 6 questions, Mayor. Can you say Can you give all the answers from 5 different people in 10 minutes? But starting with that one, because I think that's the most important one for deciding some things.
Lantana actually clears her throat first. Your Highness, I don't mean to question you, but why are you asking us about a human that was in a previous Fae Queen's control?
Am I required to give you an answer?
You are not, but you're not starting off on the right foot. With your duties so scattered.
Would you prefer I go to questioning all of you and investigating whether or not you were directly involved in the overthrow of the previous Fae Queen before Fafnir took over?
You really care about that.
I'm interested in knowing the nature of all of you here, as you all have in your own distinct way made it clear. I am an outsider here. And where I come from, there is order, there is focus, there are places and positions for all of us. You all seem very inclined to want to demand a certain level of respect that I do not feel is warranted yet, given what I'm aware of the Fae and what many of you have done, both to my friends, but also to other wayward souls. So I see no reason to grant you any sort of authority that you do not deserve.
Igni is Igni replies next with mouthful of crackers. Sorry, hold on. She was a little bit. Sorry. Isn't Tam Lin the one that was like, I don't know if banished is the right word, one that was put in like some woods?
Do you have any more information that you can give us, Igni?
Oh no, I just know that Titania banged a guy. Thought he was pretty. Actually, to be fair, he is pretty when I caught a glimpse of him once. Very attractive, but I'm not about to touch what the queen has. So, well, the previous queen had. Yeah, brought into the woods at some point. Kept safe, that's all I know.
Fair enough. Does anyone else have any information regarding this, or regarding my second question that I will ask? The location, identity, or any information regarding the individual who was here. It's been cleared that the page master that the Tanner was mortal and human, correct? The human who was with Fafnir previously. I'm aware that many of you didn't, how shall I put this delicately, give a shit about him. But I would rather you all be honest regarding this, if you can be.
Your Highness. This is Lilia. The human mostly kept to themselves and did not interact with court at all. They would often go missing for days at a time.
Did anyone here see them with any pages that looked as though they came from a storybook of some kind?
I'm gonna roll super quick. None of them, either people don't do anything or some just shake their heads. I want to introduce a intrusion before we go. Mishi! Would you like an intrusion?
Of course.
I'm going to introduce the intrusion first, and then we're going to go to break.
Oh,
Great.
Just so it gives you a second on how you want to handle it. Who do you want to give your second one to?
it's gotta be the second dragon of the group, Onyx.
Cool. Okay. Are you just like looking around as you're dealing with this kind of like board and stuff?
Yeah, kind of trying to understand, but also like, I think she's always just like, what's the danger? She's like leaving the social stuff to the social people. She's always looking for like, is anyone gonna try and assassinate this new queen or whatever? Like that's what she's kind of looking at.
Right. Beautiful.
She's the bodyguard.
So you're looking around, looking for danger, and you see something on the ground near the feet of one of these vassals, these courtiers. It's near, kind of like near Lantana and the angry one. You see this small, about the size of a bee, little red dot.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna go to break.
Oh my god.
Oh,
All right,
Lord.
everybody, take some water. Go hydrate, pet your pets. We'll be back soon. Bye. Hey, everybody, we are back from break. Thank you so much for waiting for us. Just a reminder, we're raising money for PCRF. Let's do a little quick exclamation point donate in chat. And as a reminder for those of you who might not have been here before we went to break, I have introduced the laser pointer onto the scene with a GM intrusion. And that's where we're at. Yeah, Mishi, you see this little red dot between the angry Drake person and I think I said Lantana? I think I said those two.
Yeah, attention immediately on it and just focused. Has it moved at all?
It's doing that little like flicker. It hasn't moved very far, but it's doing a little flicker like that. Then it'll move a little bit in front of, it moves a little bit all the way in front of Drake. Then it goes back in the other direction, all the way towards in front of Lantana.
I picture Mishi's like standing behind Camilla with the others. I'm guessing that's kind of how we are. She's just like, there's a danger in the crowd. I can see it. And if no one is paying attention to her saying that,
Who are you saying this to?
whoever, where are we situated, I guess?
You're right next to the throne, probably.
As
think
she
it
would be
would be very
standing next
friendly.
to Bonnie and Janet and Onyx.
Sol, you were saying something?
Oh, so yeah, no, I was just thinking it'd be funny if we're like separated on either side so that like Mishi can't tell us. But you know, if Mishi's standing next to us, then Onyx is like, where's the danger? I don't see it.
There, over there, and now there.
Oh, what the fuck? Is it a tiny fae?
It keeps moving.
It might be.
Mayor, not wanting to be the buzzkill, but just genuine question.
Yeah.
I can automatically perceive creatures and objects that are normally invisible out of phase or only partially. Do I see at all where the hell this little light thing is coming from?
Oh, I don't think it's like a little. It's not. I can tell you right now, it's not a pixie, like doing mischief on the floor. But if you want to roll me, it's not invisible. It is coming from somewhere. But you would have to make a check for it.
Okay.
It is murder, the person, the human being in this world with laser pointer.
This is a intimidating check. This is a challenge stick just because it's the person. It's not nearby. You would have to find its location.
Okay, so it reduces to 5 because of finding conventionally hidden things.
Yes.
Hey.
Happens with that, and because we just refueled, I am going to spend another 2 intellect points on this. Because I have an edge in everything.
Yahoo!
I'm jealous.
Being awesome takes effort, man. So that
Sounds like something
drops
you'd
me
find on
down.
It's a
It'd be on
challenge
a
for.
really tacky shirt.
Yeah, like a t-shirt you find in the kids section at Target.
Oh my god, that's a 19.
So you get a minor effect. What's your minor? You succeed and a minor effect.
I'm trying to think what a minor effect here would be. I think one of the other 2 notices as well. The of the 2 where the light is following, I think one of them also notices as well.
Instead, can it be our lovely himbo?
Oh god, that's you.
Now we're
I hate
both
it, but
chasing after
yes,
it.
yes,
Oh,
please,
no.
please make Igni follow the damn light.
So it moves a little farther down the line of all the Fae, and it's like, I think Igni is the closest to the throne just because he likes you. He thinks you're cool and interesting and totally will follow you to the ends of the earth. And it goes in front of him. And it's like in front of him, and he notices it, and he's like, he tries to stomp on it, and he's like, shit, I missed.
Mishi has started taking slow, like, prowling steps forward.
Oh, I got another nat 1.
Oh no!
Mango specifically says to give it to Angela at some point.
God damn it. Fuck you, Mango. I don't deserve this.
Maggie, you're the best.
We love you, Mango.
Suck, Mango. I appreciate you, but also go to hell.
Yeah, you're prowling. And like he's keeping an eye on it. He's not gonna follow it, but like every time it's near him, he like tries to stamp on it, and then it goes like all the way to Lilia again. Like it goes to Lilia, and then it goes back, and it's just moving around.
What the fuck?
All right.
Are you gonna pounce? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, I mean, she says, "I will catch it. I will catch the danger."
All right.
And she leaps at it.
Oh no! please make me an attack roll.
Yeah.
There is going to be no actual challenge for it, because obviously above table we know you can't catch it, but I want to see what happens if you roll bad.
Please roll a nat 20 on this.
It's
He's
a
rolling
7.
at 1 on this.
So not that good.
Yeah. So I think you go to try and like pounce on it while it's in front of Lantana, and you run into her. You pounce on it and you run into her and you like knock her over, and there is a loud screech of like disgust and how dare you, you meddlesome rat. And like she tries to like push you off of her. Like she's very cold. Like she's like ice cold, like physically. And then like as you go to pounce on it, the light disappears. You missed, obviously.
So I didn't see where this was coming from, did I?
It seemed to be coming from somewhere up in the canopy. Above the trees.
Mishi's like on all fours feeling around to like see if it like went underground or invisible or something, and she's like,
and when you pounced on her, like she spilled like wine all over herself, and there's like a little bit of a commotion. Lilia actually goes up to her. Oh, someone just said pastel core for her. Yes, absolutely. Lilia is like giving her like quietly fussing, like she's like, "Are you okay?" And then she's not having it. Calria is staying out of it. Bros, he's staying out of it. And then Igni is with you, Mishi, and he's like, "Did you get it?"
"No.
Damn it.
It disappeared.
Okay.
It may go invisible."
Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Do you know what it was? I've never seen that before.
Dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to protect the queen, obviously.
Yes.
Something that can disappear that fast is a threat. I'll punch it, and I'll hold it, and you can pounce it next time.
Good.
Camilla, what is happening?
You are the only Fae that has made sense.
I love lesbian himbo solidarity.
Lesbian himbo solidarity gets us far, folks. It gets
Camilla,
us far.
what is happening?
Foundation of society. And I'm about to knock that foundation over because there's a laser pointer at it on it.
You're just about to do the cat thing of just pushing a thing over the table. I think Camilla like is still keeping or trying to keep a fairly like dispassionate like presence and like posture. Says, whichever one of you is up in the canopy trying to cause mischief here, would you please come down?
As soon as you like mention the canopy, I mean, she's like, "Danger? Is that where it went?"
I don't think anyone comes down. I think as soon as it disappeared, like, there was a rustle of leaves going, yeeting. Also, at some point, Camilla, while you're watching over this, make me a perception check. What does your see the unseen do again? What does it give you?
If it's things that are conventionally... So, I can automatically perceive creatures and objects that are normally invisible, out of phase, or only partially in this universe. When looking for things more conventionally hidden, the task is eased.
No, this would not apply.
Okay, so what is the difficulty for this roll?
3.
3. I will just do this flat. Unless you would like to use the nat 1 on me right now.
No.
God damn it.
You want them to.
18.
You, Calvary is actually, like, subtly catching your eye. Like they're giving you, like, a look, but then looks and dispassionately looks over the mess that's happening with Mishi and Igni. Trying to convey, like, hey, you, me, some point. Not like that.
Hey!
No, there.
Oi!
No, I know it's not. I
Oi!
just wanted to see. Listen. I had to see what the reaction would be from the table to that one, and it was exactly what I wanted.
Beautiful.
I think so. We have the information regarding Tamlin that was given already. Could you repeat that real quick for me, Mayor?
I said something along the lines of Tamlin was boy toy of Titania, was very good looking, shoved in a forest. Not really seen that often.
Okay, and the Tanner, no one really knows name or any information as far as we can tell.
No one has piped up. No one knows the name. Lilia said that he was often seen gone for days at a time, like not here at all. Before I forget, because I made notes and then I don't look at my notepad. Janet, I have a question for you.
Oh.
While this is all going on, what is your demeanor? How close are you standing to Camilla? What is your vibe check and demeanor?
If someone were to make a vibe check on Janet, I think she's standing very close and slightly behind whatever chair Camilla is in. And she's got her back straight, and she's a little bit more sure of herself now that she's actually eaten something. But
you can take your hindrance away, by the way.
Thank God. But she's had her head on a swivel this whole time, and while Mishi has been kind of looking for danger throughout the room, she's just been very slowly like keeping an eye on every individual person as they speak up, looking for tells, looking for fake smiles and like double meanings in their words, and just very intently trying to make sure that none of them screw us over.
Also, where is my thing? I can't find it. Anyway,
no.
How apparent is it that you are close to Camilla emotionally?
Very loaded question there, Page Master.
Interesting.
They make out on stage in front of everyone.
I'm actually I have a boyfriend, so I don't know what you're implying.
You know what I mean exactly.
I think that just the closeness of her standing to Camilla's chair, like there's like it's like an inch too close to it being strictly professional. This is clearly more than a bodyguard and or creature and human companion thing. This is like there's a vested interest just because I'm standing just a little too close to the chair.
Cool, awesome. Would you like an experience point?
Oh no, yes.
And who's the second one for?
I'll give it to Mishi for the chaos that's happening right now.
Okay.
Also, Page Master, I feel like it's pretty easy to tell that they're more than just like a professional acquaintance. They were roommates last night.
Oh my God, they were roommates?
We all were.
We were all roommates.
All right, so Janet, during this chaos of, Mishi being a cat and people being mad, you feel your cat see medallion shatter.
She lays a hand on Camilla's shoulder. It's just like, my queen, if I might address the masses.
By all means.
Right. So, I'm sure you're all concerned about a new queen coming in and fecking things up for you. If I could just ask a quick little question. Which one of you feckers just tried to curse me?
You are just a human to these folks. I need you to make a intimidation check.
Okay. What stat is this?
This is going to be an intelligence check. This will be a challenge 5.
Oh boy.
I have stat blocks, okay?
Oh no. Could I argue that intimidating them is a task requiring intense focus? Because I am trained in those.
No.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Listen, You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I would say something like picking locks would require intense focus.
Fine. All right, I'm spending some effort. God damn it.
There we go.
I know the terms of the game we're playing. So to make it a challenge rating 4.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, here we go. So I have to hit a 12?
Yes.
I can do math. No! God damn it! It was an 11!
Yeah, none of
Oh,
them
man.
pipe up. Igni is like aghast on your behalf. Wow, that's
Thank you.
super rude, bro.
Hey, listen. I don't understand why we can't just have a civil conversation. These backhanded tricks aren't very becoming in front of a new queen.
Lantana just brushes off of her dress again. Well, so we are having a civil conversation. This is actually the most civil conversation I've been to in a while. Being tackled notwithstanding, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. And then she's interrupted by Drake, who's just like, I just want to know why the fuck you're asking about us, like about human people, human whores that haven't been here in a long time, and just random humans that show up in court instead of, talking to us about your duties of, I thought we were going to be here like, hey, redistribute like our responsibilities in the world. And
What exactly do you do here, Drake?
see, did
you
no
can- if
one
you can
fucking
get-
brief her? Okay, let me just put it down. Nail this down for you. We regulate the life energies in our territory on the Fae Queen's behalf, so the world doesn't die.
I think she walks over to Drake and is like, do you for some reason seem to believe that being a little pissant is going to actually get you anywhere? Most of all with me.
If you're trying to be scary, you gotta do a little better
No,
than
no,
that.
no. I don't need to try to be scary. I have already seen what scary is like. Your existence is at most pitiful to me.
Listen, can you get on with the point of why we're actually here? Because if it's not going to be anything important, I'm going to leave.
I don't think that someone whose time you would be wasting, and by extension from that, I would think it's fair to say you would be causing a debt by nature of wasting my time, is someone you would want to piss off. Now, can you please calm down and learn how to be at least a tenth of your age? Act like a tenth of your age. I assume you are.
Lantana gently places a hand on Jake's shoulder, and she just gives them a look. And Lantana looks back at you. I do have to agree a little bit with our dear friend. Other than what they've already mentioned, why are we here?
I am curious as to the nature of what your responsibilities are from your own words. That is all. I am interested in knowing the ins and outs of how you see your work, and also how those who might work under you see your actual enactment of the duties you claim to uphold. That is all. I am simply trying to evaluate who would potentially be someone I would want to pass along this particular title to. And as of yet, I don't see a reason why Drake should ever be considered within 1,000 potential alternate realms of imagined possibility for this.
Didn't
That is
fucking
all.
want it anyway.
Then Drake, you are more than welcome to piss off and be as inclined to mediocrity as you
Thank
already
goodness
are with
I'm
everyone
going.
else.
Walks away.
So would the rest of you like responsibility over Drake's territories and such?
Calorio raises their hand.
Yes.
Oh, I will handle it.
Much appreciated. Like I said, there are just some matters that myself and my companions were interested in handling. And I, given my particular role here that that I'm required to enact, simply wanted to place you all in good hands when I choose to abdicate the throne. That is all. If you do not have the patience for me simply asking some questions, then I don't see any reason why you should even be 1,000 kilometers within the vicinity of rule. I am an outsider to here. You are more than welcome to mock me, or frankly any of my companions for it, but the fact remains... Like, she holds up a hand before Janet starts being like, wait, I didn't ask for this abuse.
Ayo.
You're welcome to be angry and pissy as much as you'd like, but I'm not trying to make this more difficult for all of you. I'm simply asking some questions, and if you don't have the patience for it, frankly, that is not my problem. I apologize if that's being too blunt for some of you, but in all honesty, I have served as part of divinity from the very domains of death, night, and sacrifice. So I'm aware of what it's like to have responsibilities that might not be enjoyable or pleasurable or even frankly rewarding, and I'm sure some of you think are boring.
Yeah, Queenie. Yeah.
I love Igni so much. All I'm asking for, at least now, as a sign of good faith, is if any information you can give us regarding what I've asked. That is all. Tamlin and the individual who was with Fafnir, and then simply a rundown of your duties and such, and how you see what work you do here, and then a few people who work under you in a lower position and what they think. That is all. That is it.
Miss Lilia raises her hand slightly. As uncouth as a description that Drake gave, it is fairly accurate.
You watch over each of the territories. You ensure that the life energy of it is maintained. Do I have that correct?
Yes.
Who handles death? Who handles labor and well-being and maintenance of all the different kinds of life? Who categorizes them? Who catalogs all of them? Like, she starts going into a lot of these lists of like a detailed level of bureaucracy and administration of things that's probably a bit weird for the Fae to be hearing that level of detail. It's like, we have more chaos here.
Oh no, Queenie. Death ain't our shit. That's the Unseelie Court.
Helpful to know. Thank you. It was all I was interested in acquiring the information. I apologize if this has taken you away from some duties.
No, I was just lifting. It's fine.
As a show of good faith to all of you, you are welcome to have one of my names.
One of. That was out of character, sorry.
To enact trust. Would you all be more inclined if I were to give one of them up to you, so as to ensure that you are not being truthful only partially?
Kalria raises their voice. Your Highness, I don't think it is necessary. I think all of my companions have understand the gravity of your position and how seriously you plan on taking it.
Thank you. I think for the sake of brevity and time, she talks to each one of them, just like allows them to come up, allows people who work under them to speak, like to speak directly to, like, she's effectively wanting to do an evaluation of all of them by talking to the equivalent of who are the kitchen staff here for them, who are like those kinds of people, the ones who aren't doing the roles that are being the nobility.
So while you're doing that, Onyx, what are you doing? Because once Camilla starts like talking individually to people, people have started like breaking up and like talking to others. Like, yeah, it's not as formal. Like Queen direct addressing folks.
Yeah. Onyx moves to directly besides Janet, and it's just like, how did you know that someone tried to curse you?
I had a thing. The thing said that it shatters and disappears, but I like to think that like
Oh,
I
yeah.
have like a single shard of it left.
Yeah, you
Like,
you can keep it if it's
Mhm.
broke. It doesn't need to
Yeah.
disappear.
just for flavor. I had an enchantment on, to protect me from as soon anyone who might try to curse me. I turned it on as soon as we got here, and surprisingly, that was the first time anyone tried anything on me.
While Janet is like holding out the broken pieces, if it's okay, Onyx would reach for Janet's hand and like put her hand, I guess, around Janet's, like, and like cups Janet's hand to like take a look at it more closely. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And she even leans in and is just like, interesting magic. I bet I can find the person. And she's going to try and figure out who slung this curse.
Yeah. So what is it I know we've done this a couple times, but what have you been using mechanically for this?
My skill, which is magic, understanding magic, and identifying the properties of magic.
Okay. So I don't know. I'm sorry to do this like for like the third time, but I don't know if it'll apply every single time, because then you'll be able to find like everything when it's just more about like a knowledge-based system and identifying. If that's okay. If you have another ability that could apply to it, then maybe. But this is more of like a knowledge thing. Sorry.
Gotcha. No, hey, no worries. So I don't have anything on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have something like, what's it called? Like, I have this hunting and tracking thing. I'm wondering.
I can say
if
that
I
one
can
would apply.
sort of-
You sniffing out
Yes.
magic, I will say that one can apply.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Okay.
Do a little sniff sniff. This will be a challenge 5.
All right.
Yeah, because this is a challenge 5 spell, I would think.
Intellect, right?
Yeah.
Then I will go ahead because Onyx really wants to make this happen. Onyx is far more upset than she is appearing. And I think when Onyx like holds Janet's hand, there's like a heat there that is not just like regular body warmth. There's a edge to her voice, which I'll be using my edge to lessen this effort.
Beautiful.
Whoa.
So if it's challenge 5, I can let's make it a challenge 4. That's what I can do. All right.
12 or higher.
Got this.
12 or higher, baby. That's 60 is a 40% chance. Let's go.
What do you get?
Sorry, I forgot what numbers did for a second. I looked down and I was like, I don't know what this says. It's a 17.
You're fine. Yeah, that's a challenge 5 pass.
Yeah,
We're all adults here.
My secret is I have dyscalculia and I work in accounting.
That's the best.
Oh my
That is
god,
the best.
Soul.
I do a
Five
great
choices.
job.
We've made them.
I do a great job. It just takes me longer sometimes to read numbers. And completely, I looked down and I was like, I don't know what that says. And I'm like, oh fuck, this is live right now, and I don't know what that says.
You're
17.
okay, but
Sorry.
You're doing great, Soul.
Yeah. So, are you sniffing this out? You sniffing?
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
sniffing?
yeah. I think it's
I'm so sorry, Charlie. But I think Onyx is again like close to like leaned in very close to Janet and just and then sort of turns her head towards the crowd.
Yeah, I will say to your scent and to your nose, this magic actually, I don't even think you need to like follow it completely to the person. It smells of freshly fallen snow and a brisk cold breeze in the air.
Bitch.
No, yeah, like Onyx sort of like blinks and is just like winter. The ice one.
That doesn't surprise me.
Me either.
Do you tell Camilla this?
I think Onyx is like, do you want to do this right now or do you want to tell her later?
I think if and when Camilla picks someone to piss the crown on, none of these shites will be our problem anymore. So maybe it's just best to let things lie. I'm fine. I would just like to get out of here and not end up in like Faye Judge Judy. Which is a reference that Janet could totally make.
Yeah. But Onyx nods and is just like, if you feel, as long as you feel safe now. I know you could handle yourself, though.
Yeah.
I appreciate you wanted to sniff her out, though. Now she's on my list.
Your long list of things.
Yes. Well, as soon as we're out of here, we have much more different duties. And Onyx settles back into looking very tired.
You alright?
No. This is not the time or space.
Talk later?
Of course.
Right. Oh, rub on the back.
Mishi, are you doing anything that you would doing or saying anything you would like to address before I tell Camilla what she learns?
Yeah, this, as soon as Camilla mentioned the canopy, that was like, oh, Mishi was like, okay, that's where it went. I'm gonna go get the danger. So that's where she's going.
We have to put this cat on a leash at some point.
Make a
It's gonna
climb
keep
check.
wandering off.
Make a climb check for climbing.
Okay. Believe it or not, I don't have that listed as a particular skill.
No, it's a strength
You're
check.
a cat?
It'll be a strength check. I did have
What's the difficulty?
I'll say this is a 3, but I did have a very funny thought the other day about imagining Mishi climbing a tree, and you know how certain cats their hands will actually turn 180 degrees when they climb down a tree, so they can get down easier. I was just imagining that with Mishi, but like in her human form.
That's a great thought, Mare. That's a great visual.
I got an 11.
Yeah, you were able to easily climb the canopy all the way up to the top. And nobody's up there, though you do smell like a fae that was up here, but they're no longer here. And you just see a little, a sparkly, basically a twig where the end has a glowing red light at the end.
Sorry, it's a twig with a glowing light at the end? She like pause at it to see if it will like burn or anything, and then when it doesn't, she'll pick it up and investigate.
It's the equivalent of a laser pointer. You have a magical laser pointer.
Writing it on my character sheet.
Do it.
Yeah, there's like 5 minutes of her figuring out, like, okay, the light is coming from this, and this is not a physical thing, and this controls this. Okay, she figures it out, and then she's gonna go find that fae.
You'll have to go for a search. You'll have to like do a quick search, tracking, finding things.
All right. What would the difficulty be?
Probably like another 3. It's not gonna be super hard.
That's 20.
Natural 20. Do you have any major effects that you would like out of this?
Your second natural 20 for something
So
important.
useless.
Damn.
I want to like be. I want to like appear behind this fae without them knowing, and like just be in like the ideal, perfect position to like be
Counts.
sneaking up on them.
Yeah, so basically you're able to find and follow the scent of this one, a fae that smells like fresh grass just growing with a bunch of wildflowers, and they stay in the canopy, and you'd have to like hop from tree limb to tree limb, where eventually you do see a small fae, kind of closer to the common fae that y'all saw back when you were in Skaha's lands, like talking with a couple other fae that look like it, and they have little like pixie wings and stuff like that, and they're just talking, and like basically it seems to be talking about you, and like, yeah, and then it just kind of leaped at the noble fae, and it was so funny. And then I had to go because it caused some problems, but it was so good and very amusing.
So this is like a small fae. Like about how big?
Like a foot and a half.
Okay. You know those videos of like cats punching things?
Yes.
Where it's like kind of like a swat, but like a right hook.
Yeah.
That's what she does to this thing.
Oh no! A challenge 3 to hit again.
Not with claws, just like a swat.
Yeah. I do have a stat block for I think a pixie.
Jesus Christ, it's another 20. I swear. Like,
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
This would be such a dumb thing to lie about, I swear.
Maya!
Hold on. Okay,
roll
hold
like
on.
3 nat 1s in the final battle. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Is this the only episodes I've rolled 20s in? I think
So
it is.
how many how many points of damage do you do?
I don't think I even want to kill it. What the goal is to send it flying as far as possible.
Oh, that's what
You
it's
do.
that's what it was going to do, period. You thwack this thing and like none of them notice you coming. And you just go
Or, like, we're in the canopy, right? So
Yeah.
like below us is the ceremony thing going on.
It's a little they're off a little bit.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say I swat this fae onto the stage.
Yeah, no, they yeeted. They're not near the where everybody is now.
Oh, okay, then just gone.
This face, Trixie. Yeet!
Yep. Goodbye.
And then she looks at the other two fae and as like a, you want to be next?
Nope, they're gone. They're gone. Fucking going.
A dust cloud left where the two Fae used to be.
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely.
just
As
an
soon as you
outline of their
appeared,
bodies.
they were gone. They were not helping their friend. Let's be real.
Danger handled. And then she goes back, just like casually in the background of this like this grand speech, climbing down from the ceiling.
All right, Camilla. Basically, you are asking everybody.
Yeah, I'm just. This doesn't have to be something we spend too much time on.
Yeah.
We do want to like keep story going.
I
and
was going to
such.
give you the cliff notes.
Yeah. Yep.
Basically, Lilia, in your base, are you going to like their places as well? Because you can go and come back and talk to like their servants.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, she feels compelled to make this gesture as she disappears every single time.
No.
She goes and just disappears over to
Okay.
theirs. She doesn't, but in my alternate headcanon, in my AU, that's happening every single time.
All right. So basically, Igni and Lilia's, they do a good job from what you can tell, and their servants, they both feel like they have to take care of their lords. One because one has no self-confidence, and the other because you met him, Himbo.
You met him.
You met him. His sister is really the one kind of more in charge with all of, like, the bookkeeping. Pretty good guy, just not smart.
He
tries.
He works with an incomplete knife set.
Mm-hmm. Lantana also seems to go above and beyond, even picking up, not slack, but even if there's like the border of her and someone else, she'll make sure it's tidied up. Like if her vines are on someone else's land, she'll like tidy up that area. But when you talk to her servants, they do the half-truths, skirt every question as much possible while also answering it. And Karia is also doing the bare, like not the bare minimum, but they're keeping everything in line. And their servants tell you that very reliable. Titania would often talk to them as ask for advice if needed. Keep asking their opinion on like other nobles in court and such.
Okay.
And while you're talking to them, actually, they would catch you alone on their estate and address you. Your Highness.
Yes.
You were asking questions about the human.
Which one? Tamlin or the individual who was with Fafnir?
I have no information for Tamlin other than the fact that Titania received his heart at some point, and he stayed in a forest while occasionally coming to court. Last I heard of him, he was to be used as a sacrifice on All Hallows Eve to the devil.
I just imagine, like, as they say that, even through the long distance across the Fey realm, I just hear a glass just shatter from Janet's grip. Just like, I sense a disturbance in the force.
Listen, I knew all of that. I just don't like it when other people talk about it.
I do not know where he is. But that human with Fafnir, a very odd individual, would come and go and disappear, even while Fae were tailing them. I heard him addressed as Reed at some point, though whether that is his name or not, I can't tell you. Very quiet and secretive and would avoid as many people as possible. Seemed to be working on something.
Thank you.
It's R-E-E-D, like the plant.
No,
Or
it's
like a-
not. It's
or like a
R-E-A-D.
reed.
No!
Or like a reed in a saxophone.
Correct.
Folks.
No.
No, Charlie, the headcanon is dead. I'm
The
sorry.
owl is named Dewey. Why can't the guy be named Reed, like read a book?
Because Mayor says so.
You guys hate fun.
She gets ready to teleport back to the Fey Court. She just turns and asks, just very gently, "What is your honest opinion of me?"
They lean back and look at you. A little too serious, in my opinion. No offense. Capable of the work, but I don't think you have the time for it.
If I told you that I was born to be of death, of night, and of sacrifice, would that change your opinion very much?
I still think you're capable of it. It's two sides of the same coin, but what you'd be doing here would be contrast to your nature with your other responsibilities. And I don't think that would be an easy or pleasant mental experience in the long term.
Fair enough. Thank you for your honesty.
It's no issue.
Like, goes back to the court. Gets reunited with the group while wondering why Mishi is like looking at his space far off in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
So do we have, just to be clear, because slightly brain frazzled for a moment, do we have a sense of where a next direction to try and follow either up on Tam or Reed would be? Tam, it's more ambiguous with the forest, correct? But Reed, do we have?
The forest, I believe, was a reference to Carter Haw, which is where he lived in
Correct.
Janet's story.
Correct.
My best guess for our next move would be to use the pen to return to the library because we saw the Tanner had one, and then hopefully track him down from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to-
I also wanted to put in my own 2 cents of going back and giving Anansi the pages that we found and seeing if anything new has developed while we were gone.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
Okay. We'll go back. We'll reconvene with everyone. Still with the same kind of puzzlement at Mishi. Just
What the fuck is this cat doing?
Danger handled.
Good job, Mishi.
What is that in your hand, Mishi? What is this stick?
She just starts using the laser pointer.
The fuck is that?
Looks like a wand of some kind.
Witchcraft.
Magic.
Witch!
That's what convinces Janet that Mishi's a witch. Not the rest of it. This specifically.
Witches are human. Mishi cannot be a witch.
Fair enough. You like calls out to the entire court. You are all relieved of your particular responsibilities here.
They all leave. Some actually already probably left after they would have asked you to, instead of like going back, can I stay here with at home? But they would all disperse. Lantana and Calria both give you level looks, while Igni gives you another just enthusiastic handshake to all 4 of you.
Janet returns at this time. He's grown on her.
You are all welcome to my place at some point if you ever need like a bed to just chill on. Yeah. Especially you. And he like points at you, Mishi. I like you. You're cool.
The danger's been handled. And she like flashes the thing at him.
Yes! I knew I can count on you. You need to keep this one as part of your honor guard, Your Highness.
I will take it under consideration. Thank you, Igni.
All right, bye.
Just slowly leads the group back to the room we were all sleeping in. This is worse than Shibalba.
Been telling you, this place sucks.
A lot of talking.
I'm aware most people just either find their own forms of amusement where I am from, or they understand their duties and they follow through with them, even if it involves causing harm to mortals who find themselves there. She relays all the information that they've given us. Mentions the Tamlin stuff, mentions the Tanner.
Okay.
Reed. What an ironic name.
Onyx laughs. Onyx laughs aloud, very loud. It's like Onyx has been looking dour this entire time, and then just suddenly like a bark of laughter, and it's just like we should probably head back. If they have any pages about him, or if we can recognize anything else.
Did you pick someone to give the crown to, Camilla?
Not yet.
There's a knock on the
Right.
door.
Jesus.
Come in.
It is once again Lucia. My apologies for intruding. I did try to warn you as best as I could, but were you able to determine what you needed to determine? What was that?
Time available. As much as I could with the time available.
Of course. I actually wanted to quickly speak with, and then she inclines her head at you. You, Miss Janet, for a quick second.
Okay.
She's kind of like implying like privately, but she's not mandating it.
We can go into the inner chamber, I guess. You guys stay out here and I'll holler if something happens.
Yes, of course. And she'll follow you in. My apologies. I wanted to ask you this before you and your party left, since it seems like you will be departing. You will not be long for this world. And she
Hopefully.
inclines. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Was that?
I just said hopefully.
She inclines her chin at the pendant you're wearing. Do you mind if I ask where you got that?
If you must know, I found it among my belongings today.
Interesting. That is the pendant that was given to Titania from Fafnir.
Ah!
It disappeared after Titania gave her title to him.
Janet slowly takes it off.
It is magical, but
It's cursed, isn't it? Is this what forced her to give him her title?
yes, but I believe that I only sense one magic on it, and when he presented it to her, he did say it would, quite bluntly actually, said it would allow someone to view people and places at great distance. And it was not a lie.
So, to be clear, that is the only enchantment you can sense on this necklace. It no longer has a curse of compulsion on it?
To my knowledge.
I'll put it back on. And I'll walk over to the nearest window and to see what I can see.
It's not that type of seeing. It out of character, it acts more like a crystal ball.
Oh.
Yeah. So you'd have to it acts more like a crystal ball. I have stats for you.
Amazing. See, you have what I can tell, from what I can tell, free reign among the castle. Do you happen to know how this got into my shit?
She shakes her head. No.
Interesting.
If you have it, it was meant to be. But I did not put it there. Last person I saw who had it was Titania.
And she exploded. So how did it get into my stuff?
Lucia shrugs.
She thinks back to the fairy she saw in her dream. If it was just left here and I found it and picked it up, it's not technically a gift, so I'm fine. Finders keepers.
There's a small smile and she nods. It was just a quick question. So, thank you for indulging me.
Careful throwing around thank yous.
There's a smile. I have no worries.
Oh, if I didn't have somewhere to be.
And she'll open up the door. My apologies for interrupting your discussion, Your Highness. Our business has concluded.
You are perfectly fine, Lucia. We will be heading out in shortly. If not this evening, then the following morning.
She'll nod.
Well, we can go now. I have the pen, we have walls I can draw a door on. Unless there's anything else that we need to do here.
I would like to make sure that Caulfield comes with us.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't wait for him to meet Dewey.
Caulfield might not fit very easily in the library.
If it's as big as you said it is, what's one horse-sized raven?
Right?
I mean, honestly, Onyx should think a little bit better about getting Caulfield over to Skaha's place and how bad it will go. But there's a lot going on in her head right now.
Yeah, are you gonna go back and talk with Caulfield?
I think she wants to have a discussion with Caulfield and Petite, both present.
At the same
It's a bad idea, but it's what she wants.
All right.
Okay. Are we ready to go? And I'll step up to the nearest bare wall. Draw a door.
Are you getting Caulfield?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I'm so
Onyx is
sorry.
Onyx is like, we'll have to go outside. He cannot fit in.
I understand. I fucked up.
Yeah, no. If Mary didn't stop you, I would be like, we have to go outside.
Got it.
Charlie, you went into the wrong warp room. You pressed on the wrong pad to go to the wrong level. You have to go to the other warp room, step on this pad, then go into the level.
Sure.
So the pen only leads you to the library.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go through the library and then go back through the book, or find an alternate way out of the Fey realm and back in there, and then finding your way back to Scotland. So you're going to the library first. Question mark?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we go find Caulfield.
Yeah.
It's visibly awkward between Onyx and Caulfield when it was not earlier.
Okay. Well, let's find a patch of wall.
It doesn't have to be a wall. It just
Yeah.
needs to be a surface. Right.
We can do it on the floor here. It
I'll
might
do
be
it on
easier.
Fine, I'll do it on the ground then. Sorry for trying to keep our doors traditional. Jeez, Lapete.
Yeah, you can draw on the ground if you would like.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was making a note.
Yeah, just little U, few lines for the wood, little circle for the doorknob. And then she like taps the pen on it because she doesn't know how to make it an actual door.
You need to put a door handle and then use the door handle.
Okay. I draw the door handle.
You
and I
saw the
reach
guy.
down for
You
it.
saw the guy use it.
Yeah. I draw the door handle and I reach down and I try to turn the door handle I did draw on the ground.
All of you see the grass and the ground open up, and you see the library. It actually looks like you would be standing. The the air, what you're looking at looks like you're standing in the middle of a long row of bookshelves.
Well, Geronimo, I'll jump down and through
Blue's
the door.
gonna do. We can too.
We can too!
Whoop.
I was in my head imagining drawing the door as if it were the handy dandy notebook, so I'm glad that Mare and I are on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Camilla awkwardly falls in afterwards with her walking sticks. Her crutches, essentially, to try and keep her stable.
All right. So as you all come in and go into the library, I'm debating whether this would be an intrusion or not. I think it will be an intrusion, because why not? I think, well, first of all, Caulfield does hop in, and he's like right behind all of you, and he goes in last, right? And he like pushes you all forward because he's a big boy and y'all are kind of crowded in this little bookshelf. And Onyx, I think, would you like an experience point? Cool, I love that.
Yes.
Who's the other one for?
Oh, Queenie.
Beautiful.
Damn it.
You are the first one to notice this just because of your foci and what you are. You are a dragon. You are a red dragon. So you are very, incredibly familiar with the smell of smoke.
Something's on fire.
And it's not a little small thing like you did when you first got here, when you burned up your notebook. This is you smell a proper blaze.
Where?
I think, Mayor, I just think that as soon as Janet says where and Onyx says there's a blaze, Onyx just starts running towards the smoke that she smells.
Onyx is going. Onyx is yeeting. What are you doing, Mishi and Camilla? Mishi, you've smelled fire. The Thunderers strike down lightning all the time. Trees get set on fire.
Yeah, if Onyx is running towards it, then so is Mishi.
Yeah. It's not close, actually. It's like a good, like, round multiple corners, passing like over a dozen bookshelves. And then eventually you all start to smell the smoke, and you hear the panicked squawking of Dewey. He's like, no! Dewey! I can't put it out! I'll get burned and then we can't do. Oh, why didn't the chronicler invest in a sprinkler system?
Read all the books. That would make it worse.
I love him.
Yeah. And eventually you do see at least one bookshelf on fire, starting to char, and it looks like it's getting ready to jump to another shelf.
Jesus.
I think Onyx no, I don't think that would work. So I have this thing called Shroud of Flame, Mare, which basically it's a move that anyone who touches or melee attacks Onyx while she is shrouded, it damages them, but also it keeps her from being damaged by fire. Do you think that I could shroud myself with flame and try and maybe like... No, actually, this doesn't make any sense. Please ignore me.
You do see Stewie jumping off, like, not super close. He's not anywhere near the fire where he would be in danger, but you see him panicking.
Are there any smaller flames nearby, like smaller fires?
Yeah.
Camilla is gonna immediately take off the like pashmina's kind of like scarf that she has and try and like stomp it out with smothering it.
Yeah. I will say you can. It's not going to be a roll.
Okay.
I think Janet does the same thing with her cloak. She whips it off and tries to start smothering some of the flames.
Mishi or Onyx, do you do anything? Do you see Dewey?
Mishi cannot summon water despite being water cat.
God damn it, Mishi!
I know. Oh my god, I'm gonna use a Cypher.
Oh, cool. What is it? I don't know what this Cypher is.
I don't know if this is even gonna work how I want, but one of my Cyphers, I can like summon a bunch of little fae.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I want a bunch of like swampy water fae to come and help put out the fire.
Oh my god, I love this. What does this look like? How many does it summon again?
I gotta find.
Oh, I love this one. It's cute. I'm also scrolling up to look for your Cyphers.
Yeah.
The spirit ring.
Yes.
Ring, necklace, hairpin, or bracelet summons a group of helpful fae who provide assistance for 10 minutes. During this time, they do as the wearer commands as long as they're within long range. They can hinder any or all opponent's tasks, provide information, assist in small tasks, and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little ring of like woven like leathers and grasses and stuff.
And what do these fae look like that appear? What do they look like, and how do they appear as well?
Oh, I think it's like, you know when you see like a waterfall or something and there's kind of like that shimmery rainbowy mist? I think it's like that starts to kind of appear, and then they're like almost stepping out of it like little like portals or something. And they're all similar to how you've been describing the lesser fae of like different like animals and bark and things like that. But they're all like swampy or like water oceans or like any like water related ones, and they're all different.
Yeah, so a lot of these little swampy, there's like probably a couple that are made out of dirt because, you know, the fire triangle, you just got to get rid of one of those things and it'll go out. I've taken way too many fire training courses for my job. It's fine. Some are just, a couple of them are just dirt, and they start smothering flames where they can, getting the flames wet, removing the oxygen and the heat. They actually also dampen the area around the bookshelf, so to try and keep it from spreading. And they don't read books. They also make another bookshelf wet, so it doesn't catch on fire.
Fire stop.
We can dry out the books. We can't unburn the books.
Correct. We cannot turn around. We cannot reverse a chemical reaction.
Whoa! There's your science lesson for the day,
There's
kids.
your science lesson, dudes.
Did we just get the science bro version of Igni just
Yes.
came in for a second
Yes.
and took over Mare's spot?
We've already established this show has Blue's Clues elements. We gotta throw in some education in there.
Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill.
We've lost the plot.
It's fine. What do we...
I'm checking on Dewey.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to work with the Fae to put out whatever we can.
Dewey is squawking. Fire! You can run fast, right?
Yes.
Okay. A couple rows down, near the fireplace. One of the fireplaces. There's a little, like a mug, a pitcher of water. It'll spew a lot of water. Can you get it? I can't carry it.
Do we still need it?
They look over, and the Fae, it's like a full bookcase that's on fire. There's not enough Fae to put the whole thing out.
Oh yeah, never mind. Strike that question. Onyx sprints off as told, looking for this fireplace.
Yeah, he would have like given you like a direction, like that direction. There's a fireplace that way.
She's gonna be like, Dewey, let me carry you, and so that way she doesn't get lost.
Okay, that was gonna make you make a roll, but this is smarter.
Yeah. And just again carrying Dewey in whatever form is more comfortable for Dewey, as like she sprints off.
Instead of a bird, Dewey turns back into a fox, so a little slightly easier to carry instead of like the wings going everywhere. You unfortunately do get a couple paper cuts because that's just how it is with carrying Dewey. It is what it is. And Dewey's able to lead you to the fireplace where there is a pitcher like on like the mantelpiece, and he's like, that one right there. All the fireplaces have a pitcher, so we can like douse the flames.
Just grabs it, and is it like heavy? Is it?
It feels like a pitcher. It feels like a pitcher of water, like weight and everything.
Then just puts it out to the side so she doesn't splash Dewey, and is just like running, like Dewey like a football, and then like
Dewey
carrying
like a
this
football.
goddamn pitcher to make sure Dewey doesn't get wet.
Yeah, and I think between Janet, Mishi's friends, and Janet, a bunch of small Fae just appeared out of like nowhere. Just a heads up.
Honestly, after the day I've had, this is small potatoes.
Friends. No tall ones.
Yeah, it's fine. Sure, whatever. This might as well fucking happen.
but between Janet, Mishi's friends, and Camilla, they're able to keep the fire from spreading to other bookshelves and other books. But eventually, Onyx does come back with a football Dewey and a pitcher. All the while, Dewey is like complaining about no sprinkler systems because apparently we'd get everything wet. But no.
What's a sprinkler?
Onyx is also like trying to she's using context clues that like it would be something that like sprinkles water, but she has no fucking idea how that would be helpful. Like a sprinkle is not useful at all. But you know, she's not gonna stop Dewey. She's focused on running and not getting him wet. You know.
Camilla's just using whatever article of clothing she has on her to like try and smother stuff. Like the top of her dress is gone. Like her pashmina scarf is probably already burned and stuff.
And it does a double take and then keeps pulling books off the shelf that's on fire to keep them from burning.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, I think Onyx, when she gets back, she calls for Caulfield, and sort of, like gets up tall, and then just sort of like holding on to the pitcher, just like and sees how much water is actually in here.
So Caulfield was there. He's like trying to figure out what to do because you can tell he wants to flap his wings, but he's smart. He knows that's only going to make it worse. Mm-hmm. So he's just kind of bouncing. And also feathers are flammable.
Yeah.
So he's like he's trying to do anything. So he's like, okay, so you like hold on to him, brace, and then you're trying to see how much water. You're just kind of like, shh, like that, right? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, as you're doing that, Dewey's just like, pretend you're like throwing it at someone, like splashing it at them. But as you're already doing it, and it's like, everybody gets wet. It kind of just goes like, a lot more water's in it than it really looks like, over the bookshelf.
As soon as Onyx sees, so Onyx sees exactly how much is coming out, she's like, oh no.
And there's like smoke smoldering from all like the books and the wood. It seems to be mostly out.
Dewey, what happened?
I don't know. I thought you were all coming back, and I went to go like come say hi to you, and all of. But then I went to go over, and then I thought you came in, and then the fire happened.
Dewey, has anyone else come into the library in the last couple of hours? Anybody else that looks like us?
I haven't seen anybody, but I thought someone came in because I can like the I can tell when you're using the thingies. Like I felt you coming in like a couple minutes ago, but
So someone used a pen, other than us.
I think so.
And then the fire started?
Yeah.
That motherfucker!
What's going on?
There's someone else who has a pen, Dewey. A man called Reed, we're pretty sure.
But I haven't
Ironically.
given anyone pens. The only one who has pens other than me is the chronicler.
Is it possible that one was stolen?
Maybe?
Where do you keep the pens, Dewey?
Well, the chronicler keeps the pens in his office, but it's well, the office, his workroom in his own person, but he keeps it really, really locked up. I can't even get in there. Like, Anansi can't even get in there.
Well, speaking of Anansi, we need to speak to him. Is the book that we jumped into first, is that one still intact?
That's another section.
Okay, but it didn't catch fire? Good.
No. You all look okay? You all okay? I'm sorry, I'm just a little frazzled.
We're fine, Lovey.
All right, Dewey, you're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, sorry, God.
We're gonna find the motherfucker that did this, okay? We're gonna take the pen from him and maybe rough him up a bit on your behalf. Or maybe just for fun.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'll have to categorize the books and do inventory.
Dewey, what belonged in this section?
This section was just like... Do you know what a sport is?
Yes. Hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jousting. Wrestling.
It's just like a
Football.
bunch of like books on like different sports. It's not...
What's the NFL? She sees a piece of paper floating across the...
Why is this book talking about the Dodgers suck?
The superb owl. That's Jerry. There's a book about you here.
And I think with that, this is a good place, I think, to end the session. I don't think we can do much more other than make more jokes.
It's a good spot.
What a good ending.
Hey everybody, what's up? Thanks for joining us for session 6, our halfway point.
Crazy.
We're gonna say hey, hi, who we are, where you can find us, and all that good jazz. I leave it to you while I figure out where we're rating.
We can go in intro order. Hey everybody, my name is Charlie. I use he, they, she pronouns. I was your Bonnie Janet for this evening. You can find me on Twitter at GLCharlieG or on Instagram and TikTok at GoodLuckCharlieGrass. I post about D&D and Interview with the Vampire and whatever my brain decides to hyperfixate on at the moment. I also narrate audiobooks. You can check out my work on Audible. Thanks for hanging out.
I'm Amaya, she, her, and I have played Mishi the Chaos Cat. And I do art stuff. I'm in art school and design characters and comics and all that fun stuff. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. Everything is at Amaya is okay.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, they pronouns, and I've been playing Camila Gutierrez, who was considering going by another name, but I guess I can't give my name out to the Fae, what have you, even though I have like 4 of them, so I guess that's a problem.
You can't give these things away fast enough.
You can catch me here on Mondays, and also if you would like to see some of my writings over on Patreon at Phoenix Femme, or Philosophical Femme, I believe, is the actual one that my Patreon is under. You can find a lot of that stuff listed through my beacons or through my pinned tweet over on Twitter. I will never call it X. That man does not deserve me to ever call it X, even if he's slowly burning the house down around him. That is all.
I have been your sunlight this evening. Soul, I use they them pronouns. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Willem Vicencio, I think. It's been a day.
Self-promotion. We're good at it.
Yes. Yes. On Wednesdays, I play in a long-term D&D campaign as a queer little cat man named Sinark. And otherwise, check up on my Blue Sky for more interesting things happening. Hopefully before the year is out, I will have a game out.
Hell yeah.
God, I've been trying to get it out for a while.
We believe in you.
Got this. And last, hey, hi, my name is Mary. You can find me on all applicable social media at Archmage of Dice. I have been your lovely page master, and check out our Twitter. We have a lot of stuff that goes on the channel. I'm also on the Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Horizon Call games. We've got a bunch of games where we're raising money for NAMI, and please go check them out. That's really all I got. We are gonna tentative, probably not, maybe not gonna be playing next week. We'll see. I'm traveling all weekend, so I might be just too beat. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, we are gonna go raid Girls Run These Worlds. So please go check them out, give some love, and we will see you soon. Bye.